Hey, Diddy. InShalla and Ashe. Sir Didymus is talking this morning. Hopefully he won't be too destructive. But blessings to you, my energetic beings. Thanks for hopping on my show. Today is September 2nd. Welcome. I am Tonya D, holistic medium and subtle energetic surgeon. I blend the elemental realms, the spiritual realms, and the cosmic highway and whatnot. But we're in the season of the harvest. It's actually in bloom. So ready? What are you ready to harvest? All of the themes today are just about that. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe and ring the bell. Hit the algorithm button and echo it out to the galactic universe. That's what happens when you hit the like. It's a great assistant for the energetic wave. If you are just tuning in and curious what I muse about, this is my daily snippet. It's the elements of the day, the cosmic energy, the energetic fields, the centers as well. It might sometimes appear kind of random. However, it's energetic, so it never stays the same. Next week, I'm actually going to be on Walk the Talk. It's a broadcast show. Be sure to check that out as well. But for now, let's check out the elemental realm. I utilize this method for the body, the in-body, and the outer body, and more. It's the energetic system through the chakras or the centers. I work with light on both centers and points simultaneously. So it's kind of like an energetic rebalancing system of the body through the skin. But know that most discourse or challenges, if you get in a state of dis-ease, it's rarely a one and done thing. It really takes time and it takes space. Just like it took time to get into the condition, it also takes time to get out of the condition, out of the narrative. But today we have this Yin Water, Gwai on the stem today. So it's nice to have some water. Unless your chart is full of water, if it is, you're going to feel like you're floating. You're kind of always floating kind of around, really squishy kind of in a way. It rules the bladder meridian and the energy of the bladder. It's actually the largest meridian in the body. And then we have, on the branch, we have the ox. So we have an ox day and an ox year. So if I was looking for the hour or looking at the hour, or wasn't looking at the hour, we actually don't have any nature or wood energy. We only have, we have hidden water in the branches, but only one on the heavenly realm, the stem. Yeah, but if I was looking at it just from the heaven aspect and including the hour, we actually have all of the elements, from the perspective of us being on earth and looking out into the sky. That's the heavenly realm, right? But on the branches, we actually have the two oxes, but we also have a hidden yang earth energy as well. So the ox is actually yin energy, so it's a pretty yin day that's embodied. The yang energy is our lifestyle. It's what we do in the day-to-day. So it looks pretty balanced that way. But with not looking at the hour, we have no nature or wood energy. So definitely we need to shift that, manifest, transform, be productive, be creative, journaling, writing. Those are all wood actions. Nature or the element of wood is kind of the output for water. It's what they do. It's the performance, where metal is the resource, the support system. Nature is the performance factor. So this person could come across as lazy with no output in their chart. Again, unless I was looking into the hour, which, it's absolutely fine. Some people appear lazy. However, the universe is kind enough to land them in a vessel in an environment where they're able to be taken care of due to not being of what we assume as normal or appearing normal. Gifted people that are highly gifted or otherworldly kind of have that aspect. And the universe supports them, takes care of them. So it's all perspective, right? So today would be a great day to actually start a new health regime, start eating healthy, start being greens, clear your cosmic clutter out of your energetic body, enliven your vitality through the streams of nature, those inner and outer streams, even galactic actually for that matter. Think outside the box, how you could actually transform or shift your energy body, your vitality from the inside out. I did a mini show yesterday. I kind of flubbed up and reposted to YouTube instead of my personal page. I did a mini show about our belief channel. It's actually part of the energy body Demystified. And beliefs can really create a container, and removing them to a new stream or releasing them, it's really, it's a magical time to really upcycle our system of beliefs, get the untanglement out. So it's time to really bring in the energy for growth. Even though we're in the fall, there's different aspects to growing, right? So when we come into a state of feeling whole and complete, kind of finished in a way, it sometimes carries this wave, this feeling like different aspects are kind of falling apart, or that they could fall apart if they haven't fell apart. You might feel a little vulnerable, maybe exposed, like you're lacking something or you're incomplete in some aspect, like a missing piece in a puzzle that you can't find, or an ingredient that you need for your cosmic soup. So there's a taste of kind of exaggeration in this mix. Maybe things feel as if they're really multiplied or really intense. So to access the ability to kind of shift these feelings is actually through the channel of love and the magic of the unseen, those boundaries, nature. So where are your guardians of the galaxy? That's what I call them. They could be in spaces, they could be in places where you actually feel comforted, you feel organic, you feel safe. So today's a day to give space, give time, or the opposing, take time, take space. It actually works duality, it works both ways. So kind of see the day as if you are just making some dough or the sauce. Be kind, be patient. It's like pouring more kindness, that ingredient, into your love channel. And just make it a day of ease and gratitude. In the big image, allow all the new ingredients to actually merge together in your own personal cosmic soup, whatever that looks like, into a new being. We've spent some time and space shedding the cloak of the old. Could be the old beliefs, the old narrative, an old outdated feeling. And we are getting the new, the juicy ones, the goodness, the good and the gooder, the better and the higher, right? Because we're in the harvest. So what happens in the harvest, this is where all the clothes are releasing as well. If you think of a tree out in nature, the clothing is shedding. They're getting new skin, right? That's kind of how I see what happens in the fall and also in the spring. You get new skin, right? You're bursting the new. So it's like getting an energetic tune-up, a body adjustment, as if you were, getting realigned, like, how a chiropractor realigns the body, the bone structure, or a massage therapist gets in there and kneads us away. That sounds amazing, right? So every little thing that you recalibrated or started to recalibrate since the start of the season of Virgo is actually coming together in a more unified essence. So it's like a meet and greet where every ingredient, or they're all kind of inducing themselves and in their own personal container, which is your inner beingness. It kind of might feel a little awkward or out of alignment because our energetic body, or the energetic out of body chiropractor, is needed, right, to restructure a little bit. So during the day, each moment to moment, if it feels that way, it's actually natural. We get so used to the familiar way of being that when things feel unfamiliar, we actually get nervous. And that's just one way that we get accustomed to stress. We're familiar with the feeling of it. And when we work through it, it's unfamiliar to feel amazing. So we go back to that old channel, putting back on that old wardrobe, those old feelings. So with all this yin energy of today, both in the day and also in the year. You know, it's really a time to be flexible. Yin energy is more flexible. Go with the flow. That's water. Be in the current of that water energy to raise your vitality and allow all of your thoughts, your feelings, the inner voice, that narrative, intentions that you're hopefully musing about for this new moon, just allow them to take shape, form, become matter. My musing moon meditation is actually ready in my corridor, so be sure to grab that as well. I think it's pretty juicy. Of course, that's just me, right? And in the essence, just allow your heart channel, right, your stream, to be the nurturer of your inner intentions. And you want to like sit and just take in space and time. And also, you know, in your container, you know, you're safe. And allow all of these ingredients in your cosmic soup, whatever that looks like for you, to kind of come together and create that dough, that sauce. It's kind of this necessity of recalibrating. It's our recalibration of new. So we can disconnect or release the old emotions and embrace and cuddle in the new ones. So stay in your love channel or your heart grid. Stay lit up with positive feelings, and just allow yourself to believe things that have changed and they're going to be permanent. The belief channel. Go ahead and check out that little snippet. It's only 8 minutes long. So it's a day of our inner protection, our field of ourselves. It's actually new. It's bursting at the seams like a seed. When a seed bursts, not just through the soil, but when the seed first bursts out of its shell, it feels new, you know. Love it. You know, it's amazing. And see yourself in the future aspect of yourself. Be in your channel of faith. Trust in the universe as your container really starts to come together, this merging. So if you have any original questions of faith, they actually might come up today. So be in the harvest and stay in the current of love to yourself. Stay safe from falling into those old thread lines because we're really birthing new. Pat yourself on the back. Do that more often. See what you have done. Like pat yourself on the back and be like, you know, we always look at what we haven't done, but look what you have done. Be grateful and celebrate, you know, the leaps and the bounds and the journey. It's a beginning of really some exciting times. I like to stay in that frequency. It's also a great day to awaken our higher heart, open up the heart to be encouraging of our own self-love, be more compassionate on our day-to-days, and healing emotional pain. You know, meditation is one way to actually motivate us to forgive in order to heal different emotional wounds. Sometimes I wish you could see my hands because I kind of fly them all over the place. And you just get little snippets. I'm hilarious. I crack myself up. But with that, you know, our sacral center is online today, and so is our Earth Star. They kind of work. Actually, they all work together. What am I saying? They're all kind of their own orchestra. Just some are more online some days than other days. So oranges, browns, rust colors, earth tones, really, you know, Earth Star, earth tones. I would go with more of the brown colors. I can't wait to show you the cards I pulled. They're both orange and brown. This is hilarious. But it's those tones, like eat peaches. Peaches are in the harvest right now. They're really rich. Ginger, orange hair. It's a great time for that just seasonal eating, just even like squash, you know, orange squashes. So you can actually ground through the channels of the sacral into the earth, bringing in the element of nature and her bounty. That's the harvest, right? It's the bounty. The seed sound, it's voom, like rule. It's the O sound in rule, but it's spelt V-I-M. So it always gets kind of confusing when you see those seed sounds. And also you could do the shhhing sound of nature, like shh. It's like quieting a child. And you could also do water as well. The day master is actually water. And that's ultimately the energy of the day, what you want to protect. Make sure all those elementals are in balance. So like blowing out a candle, laughing at myself. The moon, she's in the mid degrees of Cancer, again, a water sign and a water day. So our emotions are really, they're at the cusp of the higher tide. Merging of our ego and our spirit space needs kind of a place that they belong. And sometimes the adversity that might come up, that's the ego, right? It'll nitpick like little gnats eating away at us, at all the details, being overly focused. And then there isn't room for our intuition to give us any input. So the grid lines are kind of feel a little scratchy. So just allow in a breath of intuition to come in during random moments of the day. Like just breathe in your intuition, like tune it online. Just bringing the intuitive channel. The intuition channel. I always subscribe to channels. It's kind of funny, but abundance can be quite unusual or different, how that comes in. And remember, in our thought channel, that thoughts become things too. So our heart channel is bubbling up to make it be. Kind of feel into the excitement of that. I woke up excited. I don't even know why. I should have had a bigger headache or something, just because of my bad eating yesterday. Just kidding. But literally choose a focal point that's actually balanced and supportive on the grander scale of all the things, whatever that is for you. We're all different. So, and just validate those things as well. Your mind might be filled with like thoughts, like coagulation of thoughts. So just be mindful and take in that intuitive channel. I like to always affirm the balance, stay in the zone of that, the peace, the joy. I like to highlight the positives. So if your thoughts or your fears feel like they're kind of entangled in this crazy web, just stay in the alignment of a solution thread as actually you face them. And focus your intention on the wish, the dream of this outcome, what you want it to be, like what it is you're creating. And just allow the magic of the wind, a breeze, to sweep all the old away. Stay in your heart channel to keep yourself safe and grounded. Be in the zone. The Angelic Being to call in today is Chamuel. Chamuel, I kind of don't resonate with so much all the time. I don't know if it's because I sleep out in nature. Maybe I just know that he's always around me. But it's who sees God. He's the angel of peace on earth, for that matter. And peace is actually one of my virtues. I say that all the time. So maybe I am calling him in, and I'm not highly aware of that. So this archangel always wants to maintain a peaceful environment. He's the bringer of peace, the peace bringer to our inner soul garden, solving all of our challenges. He's often been noted as the most peaceful of all of the angelic beings. So just saying that out loud and remembering that peace is one of my virtues. It's just in that attunement for myself. But he's also the finder of lost things. I kind of did call him earlier because somebody had lost something and reached out to me and they found it. But he's the finder of all the items, bracelets, keys, any personal thing that you might have lost or misplaced, even a person, I've sensed. So call on him today to bring in the inner peace in your inner garden. Now, for fun, the card of the day, this is hilarious. Notice the color, right? I actually went with 2 decks, but I felt, number one, I call this my love tarot. It's actually an angel tarot deck, but I always call it my love tarot. I don't know why. This feels juicy, right? And I also, for fun, since we're doing the earth star and the sacral, the water and wood kind of day, I'm doing the elements as well. But the 4 of Wands, and look at that, it says freedom. So freedom is in the home, in a marriage, it's harmonic, or harmony. So this card actually reveals the freedom and also like the reoccurrence or a theme of our childhood feelings and the feeling of like being in our playfulness, our childhood joy or discovery. If you've ever watched little kids, everything's always new and exciting, super funny because they get excited, right? And babies and, just the narratives, the stories are great. But this card often comes up to show us when we actually need to revisit those childhood and like returning to a place or a home, like a home. Like I grew up in a small town, so I could instantly just saw my childhood home or one of the childhood homes or camping, stuff like that, where you had a relationship that actually makes you feel younger and free. And it kind of goes along with the meaning of marriage in phases of the excitement in our relationships, whether in a relationship or not. It's all relationships. But the aspect in the spiritual, it's this renewing connection with our archangels, our guides, our nature spirits, the divas, and really nurturing our curious and creative inner child. So for me, it would be totally feeding my fairy realm, which is hilarious because you should see my fairy mound right now. And so then check out this card. It's awesome. Here we go. I pulled the spirit card again. Can you see the earthy tones, the oranges, the heart, the rose in the background? But spirit, the unified field. So the spiritual realm, it's our connection to the divine. It's the spark of spirit that is actually who we are. It's our connection to source, God, goddess, whatever you want to call it. The connection to spirit is also where the energy of the creation lives in this container. It's our inner connection to spirit that's guiding us throughout life to bring our own essence out into its full expression, out into the earthly world, the realm, right? So it's this week's substance, it flows through and it also connects all of the elemental beings, the elements themselves. It just enables the elements to hold our world actually in form. So it's like energy to matter. So in both the outer realms and the inner. So it's the unseen ingredient with all these elements that actually work together in all of creation or any creation. So kind of when you sit quietly in nature and you reflect on your own inner nature, your inner authenticity, you can feel the substance of spirit. But this card, the unified field, is where all of the elements and spirit are actually working in unity, unified, right? So it's where our body feelings start acting in spirit expression and they become energetically aligned through all the different consciousnesses is the word I want to say. So it's in this field of awareness that are our seeds, right? The seeds of creation, they burst from within us, field of consciousness, and we're all aspects actually are unified, and we're all part of this these specks. I see them as little ingredients. But so maybe a question, to ask yourself: are your inner elements unified to bring forth your desires? Yeah, that's awesome. Are your inner elements unified? Yes, to bring forth your desires. And just noticing who's not online or who is in line. That's why I do cowrie shell divinations. It's the elemental realm. And sometimes I'll pull a card through a divination. It just depends. And I really love it when I'm looking into the elements and pulling cards. And really, they all fit the magic of the day. In actuality, some affirmations to say. As you sit in silence and feel into the elemental realm, just really unifying your essence and your spirit with all of the elements, the seen and the unseen of this realm or even another. So it's a great day to just have faith, trust in the accordion, the music of life, the orchestra, right, of the universe. Be more loving to yourself as the process and the progress unfolds. It's really like shedding the shell like a butterfly, where you burst out your light. So things you could say is something like, I am loving coming anew, like that birthing phase. Or I am grateful for the abundance of my inner soul capital. And you really want to make your value become your reality today. Value yourself and just make it become physical. Manifest it into the physical, whatever it is you're called to create. And in essence, make it a value-filled day, okay? InShalla and Ashe, blessings. Thanks for joining me.